Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn about Sapir-Whorf Hypothesis or Linguistic Relativity Hypothesis. We can call them both these names. Okay. The first thing we should go through is introduction. What is Sapir-Whorf Hypothesis actually is? It was presented by Edward Sapir and Benjamin Lee Whorf. Both these were major linguists, and they presented this hypothesis. So when we combine these two names, it becomes Sapir-Whorf, and they presented a hypothesis, and it becomes Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. First of all, it was discussed by Sapir in 1922, and after this, in 1950, it became popular after the publication of Saphir writing. When someone published his writing after his death, this hypothesis became popular. After its popularity, Noam Chomsky's followers take upon this hypothesis. They criticized this, and before their criticism, it was strong version. But after the Noam Chomsky's followers' criticism, it became a weak version, from strong version to weak version. Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, it is a theory which states that an individual thoughts and actions are determined and influenced by the language or languages that individual speaks. Actually, Sapir-Whorf hypothesis is a theory, and its subject matter is that the language we speak, it determines our action and our thoughts. The language or languages, either one language or two or three languages we speak, it actually determines and influences our thoughts and action as well. Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, it came from two perspectives because it was developed by two great linguists, as I told you. One of them was Edward Sapir and another was Benjamin Lee Whorf. Okay. Let's talk about Sapir biography. Sapir was born in 1884 and died in 1939. He was American anthropologist and linguist, a leader in American structural linguistics. He was anthropologist in America, and he was linguist as well, and he was a leader in American structural linguist. And structural linguist, he was a leader as well. He was author of language, an introduction to the study of speech. It was his book, and he was the author of this book, an introduction to the study of speech. He was born in Leonberg, Germany, and he was the student of Franz Boas, and he was teacher of Benjamin. You should keep all these points in your mind. Now let's come towards Benjamin Lee Whorf biography. He was born in 1897 and died in 1941. He graduated from the MIT in 1918 with a degree in chemical engineering, and shortly afterward began to work as a fire prevention engineer. Actually, his graduation was chemical engineering, and after his graduation, he started work as a fire prevention as an inspector. Although he met and later studied with Edward Sapir, and after that he met with Sapir, he never took up linguistics as a profession. Um, Actually, his profession was not linguistics. His profession was chemical engineering, or his work was fire prevention. But when he met Edward Sapir, they both started work upon the language. For his work on his Hopi language, and he worked together with Edward Sapir when he was working on Hopi language. They both worked together on Hopi language. He was considered to be a captivating speaker and did much to popularize his linguistic ideas through popular lectures and articles written to be accessible to lay readers. And after that, he published and he worked on language and linguistics. He published lectures, he published articles, written articles, and a lot of other things. And through this way, he became a linguist. So now there are two versions of Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. Two versions. The one is strong version, to which we can call language determinism by Edward Sapir, and the other one is weak version, to which we are going after this. This version states that our thoughts are being developed and determined by the language. He says it is because of the language that we think, because language constructs our thoughts. Okay. The subject matter of strong version is that without language we cannot even think. It is language because of which we think. Because language constructs our thoughts. I told you it is strong version, and it was criticized by Noam Chomsky's followers. And after that, this strong version became a weak version. Okay, now we are going towards the weak version. Weak version, it was presented by Whorf, Benjamin Lee Whorf, and we can call it language relativism. The subject matter of this version is that language influences our thoughts but does not determine it. The strong version states that language determines our thought, but here the weak version states that no, it is not determine our thoughts, but rather it influences our thoughts. Here they have given an example. If you look at white color, so there are further three types of white in English, like snow white, egg white, and gray white. While in Urdu, speakers just use white. They do not know the further three colors of white. That is why we say language influences our thoughts. It's a clear example. If we look at English, we have almost three different white colors. Okay, but in Urdu we do not have such colors. We just call it white. So if we think in English, if we speak English, so English influence our thoughts as it adds another different colors in our thoughts. But in Urdu we do not have such thoughts like snow white, egg white, and gray white. That is why weak version is saying that it influences our thoughts. If someone is speaking English language, his thoughts or her thoughts are most and more influenced as compared to an Urdu speaker. Because in Urdu we do not have snow white or like different types of white colors, while in English we have different white colors. So it means in English speakers, English language influence the thoughts of its speakers, while Urdu language it is not influenced as English is. Okay. Okay. Now let's come towards conclusion. Uh, in conclusion, Edward Sapir says the way we think is because of language, and language constructs our thought. Edward Sapir says the strong version states that it is language which constructs our thoughts. Because of language, we think. And Whorf says he came up with this view that language influences our thoughts but do not construct it. And he is of the view that language do not construct our thoughts. We can think without language, but by speaking an individual language or languages, we can influence our thoughts, we can enhance our thoughts, we can polish our thoughts. Okay, weak version of Whorf was accepted, while strong version of Sapir was criticized, as I told you. after the strong version being criticized by the followers of Noam Chomsky, weak version came into existence. So it was all about the lecture. Um, if you still have any query about this, you can ask me in the comment box, or if you do not have subscribed my channel, subscribe it because it takes a lot of efforts to make a video. Thank you so much.